So welcome, welcome. So bringing the left ankle and then the right ankle in front, stacking, and then allow the knees to center down to the mat. This is inaccessible to you. You can also just simply cross at mid-shin and sit towards the front edge of your block so that your lower back is moving into the body as opposed to sitting dumping into it. Sit really tall. Feel the crown of the head lifting. Feel the front ribs. Just press onto the front ribs. Just a little sensation of drawing down towards the front hip bone. The tendency for them to overjut sometimes. Then take a huge breath in through the nose, down to your belly. Find the pause at the top and then breathe back out from the belly to the nose. Inhale. Maybe a little longer, a little slower. And then exhale a little deeper, a little bit more, even more slow. Each time just pausing in between the in and the out. Bring your hands to your heart center. Keep your eyes closed, looking down towards your heart space. And then just make an intention for your practice. I invite you to have an intention of gratitude. So you're welcome to set any kind of intention that you wish, but an intention for gratitude, just moving with awness of your own body. Say, I am awesome. And then just bow your head, touch your third eye, and then let's get to work. So we're going to come off our blocks, just pop them to the side. We will need the blocks in a moment. Bring your knees under your hips and your hands underneath your shoulders. Find cat and cow, so just moving the spine, sort of, if you're feeling very tight or stiff, notice that area, and then just try to breathe some mobility into that space. Maybe you can only do very little ones to start, and then maybe the whole spine gets involved. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out, almost holding the space for a few moments. And then we go again. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we tuck. Inhale, we arch. And then we draw the navel to spine. And then perhaps let's go side to side. I am like a cardboard today. Oh, have you got days like that? You wake up, it's just who knew? Breathing in. Oh, so nice. Maybe you even lift the opposite toe and look round the corner of your shoulder and your rump. So the opposite foot from the side you're turning. And then a little bit organically, ribs go to the side, down, round, and then out on the left, and then over through the back body. It's almost like the rib basket. And then it becomes like a rotation, whatever works for you. Breathing in, breathing out. Oh, so nice. And now tuck your toes, lift your hips up. So let's maybe stay for a moment in hanging cat. So bring your chin to your chest, round your back, and then hover your knees for a moment. And then push the floor away a lot. And then try and do cat and cow in this position. So feels good. And you're also building some shoulder strength now. You're pressing down into the ground. Try and stretch your feet at the same time so they get a little bit of energy. And now we're going to do the bear crawl. We're going to step our right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. And tiny little steps. Don't let your butt come high. Try and stay as close to the ground as possible. And it's little steps. And then reverse. And if you've got the space to keep going straight, you can. Or you're going to just monitor, move up and down the mat. So the idea is to warm up the shoulders. Don't let the lower back sway around. If you have a block, you can always put it on your back to help you learn to work very steadily. So there's very little wobbling around, just the arms and legs. So warm you up super fast. Are you breathing? Don't hold your breath. Last round, come back to the middle of your mat and then take down dog as respite. To stretch it out. Knees are bent, arms stretch, hips up, and then take a lazy down dog. So it's wide to the edges of your mat, hands, and then there's a feeling of pressing. Right hand, left heel, right hand. So you're stretching from opposite ends, finding that tense gritty between the body. Notice the connection. You can kind of contort yourself in all funny ways and breathe. Whatever you want, and bringing the feet a little bit more centered, hands a little bit more centered, index finger and thumb forward. Breathe in, breathe out, and then walk your hands back towards your feet, coming to your forward fold, so deep forward fold. Bend the knees, grab onto opposite elbows, relax the neck, catch your breath. If you're a little bit out of breath, that bear crawl can certainly get you swaying from side to side. Maybe you turn on the legs a little bit now. In your forward fold, deep forward fold, hinging in the hip. Press onto the outer shins, lift the shoulders up, and press in, and then pull the inner thighs back and apart, so they're wrapping forward. The legs may go straighter. All you have to do now is connect to the navel to spine. So breathe in, belly stands, then exhale, navel pulls in, and then press the legs a little bit more. Inhale, exhale. Nice. Bend the knees, hands to the hips, stand up slowly with a flat back, and then prepare to move to sun salutation. We'll reach our arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Don't let the chest collapse here. Try to keep the ribs in and come with a flat back. Hands can come to the shins once more. Lengthen, hands above the knees, lengthen the spine away from the hips, and slight curl of the tailbone. Then round, so mini cat-cows, more for the lower back. And then go all the way deeper, back to forward fold. This time, send the hands to the backs of the calves, facing the fingers forward. Hold into the back of the calves, bend the knees. Inhale, exhale, lift your shoulders and start to send the calves forward as you lift the hips up. Notice the hamstrings turn on. Push into the big toe mounds and send your inner thighs back and apart. Almost like you're spreading your sit bones. You're going in for a little deeper forward fold. Then from there, release that, and I want you to just walk, pad your way forward to hanging dog, and then you're going to walk bear crawl, forward and back, and come back here. So it's right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. And don't bring the leg more than the arm. Tiny little step is better than doing massive steps. Keep the hips low, keep the front ribs in. You got this. And go to the end, and then work your way to the middle, and then stretch out, downward facing dog. Bend the elbows out to the side, and then press them in like you're going to squeeze a block. And then press into the index finger and thumb, straighten the arms first, knees stay bent, head lines up with arms, and then think of the heels pressing back. Now you find a downward facing dog. Press into the outer heels, and then lift the toes if possible. If you're somewhere here and the hips heels are nowhere near the floor, you can also do it with the heels in the sky. Spread the toes, bring the big toe mounds down and the baby toes, and try and keep the 3 in the middle up. Yeah, just a small attention to detail, just to learn to isolate those moves into the very tips of your toes. Right, so from there, you're going to now walk to the front of your mat. You're just going to do regular steps or one huge step. Big toes touch, gap in the heel, halfway lift, forward fold, and then swoop up. Hands to heart. Breathe. Coming back to gratitude, being grateful for your amazing body. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Hands down, and now you step your right leg back, look forward, low lunge. Squeeze in, and then plant the hand, step back, down dog. Rock forward to plank. Allow the knees to come down, and then lay the thighs, the hips, the chest, and then the chin. Prepare for Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Heels of the hands a little bit back. Baby Cobra, so we're going to push the tops of the feet down, knees lift, chest lift. So don't do your highest, maybe hands off the floor. So pinch the shoulders inwards towards your spine. Fire up the legs. Breathe. Lower abdominals pulled in. You press the pubic bone down and turn on the glutes. It will help you go higher. Then release. Coming out, drive yourself out of there, hips up. And then you're going to send your right leg forward. Get the right leg forward, look forward. And then start to step it in. One big sweep. Halfway lift, forward fold. And then sweep your arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Send your left leg back. And then your right leg back. Downward facing dog. Press with the arms. Sink the heel. Then rock forward to plank. Knees come down. And then hips and chest and chin. Arms in a 90-degree bend. Heels of the hands press down. This time you can push down and almost like you're dragging yourself forward. Roll the shoulders back. Engage through the legs. Stay here. Feel the back of the head lengthen. Taking slow breaths and then release. From there, drive yourself out of there. Find downward facing dog. Front ribs pull in. Hands press down. And now you're going to take your right leg forward. Step it in. Forward, halfway lift. Forward fold and then reach out and up. Stretch, maybe a little back bend just to release it and then come back. From here, Tadasana, arms reach. Take your bend to the side. So you're going to reach over, drop your right hand and reach left. Coming back and change. Reach up and then still facing the front of your mat. Fold over your legs, halfway lift, and then step back, down dog this time. Take your right leg high to the sky. So your left heel sinks while your right leg reaches up. Hands press and then land your foot. Inhale, rise up, Crescent Lunge. Take 2 more breaths. Feel the front heel press down and push into that back big toe mound. Then land the hand, step back, down dog. Bend the knees if you need to. Push with the hands, sink the heel. Step your left leg forward. Push into the toe mound of the back foot. Melt the hip. Squeeze the inner thigh. Taking 3 nice deep breaths. Feel your body just waking up slowly. And then step back, down dog. Instead of a chaturanga, we're going to go back to bear crawl. So we're going to hover the knees, press with the arms, find strong flat back. Always pop a block on your back if you need to. We're going to go backwards now. We're going to go right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. And so you go opposite, opposite. Obviously, you can't do same side, same side. Go forward. Then you got a little bit more space to go forward and then come back. Landing in the middle. Straighten the legs, breathe in. And then all you need to do is rock forward to high plank. And then keep that, find that straight, strong line. And then let the hips melt, open through the body. Shoulders over wrists, not in front. And then remove yourself out of there, down dog. Nice and slow. Breathe in. Okay, right leg lift. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise up. You can add a twist if you wish, or just stay straight, stay facing forward. With the twist, you might as well take little spirals with the arms, Looking to the side, now look back to the top. Slice open, warrior two. You're in your warrior two. Sink the hips, front knee, work towards second toe, and then reach up. So really just put that front heel down. Just be mindful of the knees folding in. You want to wrap this outer hip on. And then straighten your front leg, reach, and then take Uttanasana as the next variation. So hand on the leg, peel the chest open, look towards the thumb above your head. Coming back up, warrior reverse triangle, really. Standing triangle, windmill your arms to the mat, low lunge, step back, down dog. Then take left leg, rise high, sink the right heel, lift the left leg, press, and then land your foot. Coming up, crescent lunge, rise up, feel the strength, squeeze the inner thigh, push into front heel, push it down. Sometimes I even like to lift this heel up, or you can even do the other way. Press the heel down, lift the toes up. Just playing within the pose. Breathe in, squeeze the glutes, and then open up for the twist. As we reach apart, we can then start to spiral that arm. 2, nice and gently. Obviously watching that you don't fall over. 3, rise up, crescent lunge, slice open, warrior 2. So as we stretch out, we sink a little deeper, working this front leg thigh parallel to the floor, push into that back heel. Then reverse your warrior and straighten your front leg. Lengthen, you're trying to create space. And then draw the hip back as you reach forward and just pivot the arms. You don't have to go for your deepest triangle, it's the first one. So let's just take it easy. Your body going like a good cup of coffee? I hope so. And from there, inhale, coming up, take a breath, 1 more, 2, 3 breaths. And then coming up, reverse or standing triangle variation. Windmill your mat at the same time. Pivot on the back foot. Low lunge, look forward, down dog. Pedal the legs out. Now walk your hands back. Instead of a chaturanga, we're going to do a malasana. We're going to keep our toes forward, sink the hip. Just feel the range. You can do that a few times just to wake up the hips. 2, 3, use your arms for counterbalance if you need to. 4, if your heels don't stay down like mine and you're up on your tippy toes, that's absolutely fine. Do that. If there's a blanket or something, you can always stick a blanket or book behind your heels. It will help. You're going to take your left hand out to the left. Try and keep your heels down. Now, I'm finding it hard this morning to stay put. So I'm going to quickly grab my blanket and step on it. It's just going to give me more security. So I'm going to take my left hand on the inside of that left knee and then stretch and feel how I can open through my side body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Does it feel nice? Can you stay with the breath and feeling the sensation? Don't let your head jut forward. Try and lengthen through the crown of your head. And then come back. Push your elbows out. Breathe in. Breathe in. Try and lengthen from tail to crown. And then press your right hand on the inside of the right knee. Press the floor. Breathing in. Can you keep your big toe mounds down and the inner heel? And now we're going to come back. And then we're going to come out of this. So we're going to just pad our way back to downward facing dog. You can use your blanket or your block or your prop. Press the floor away. So now, walk your hands back to meet your feet and walk all the way up your legs. Step into the middle of your mat and just bringing hands to heart, step onto your left leg and curl your right leg towards your glutes. And then you're just going to, hamstring cramp. Have you got that too? Squeeze in and we're going to pump. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then from there, reach back and grab the inner edge of your foot, the inner arch. Thumb is on top. Reach your opposite arm up, kick up and back. So Natarajasana dances. If you want to make it more difficult, just kick your foot up and back away from your glutes, and perhaps you reach a little bit more forward. Standing leg is pressing into the floor to help you balance. And obviously if you've got a whole wall to hold on. And then just keep kicking into your hands, breathing in, breathing out. And then reversing out of there, drop the leg, hands to press. So from the front, same thing on the other side. Stand and shift your weight into the right leg now and heel. Squeeze the heel. Keep the knees in alignment, heel to bum. And then maybe you do that a few times just to wake up the hamstring. And now kick backwards. Ooh, standing balance. One side harder than the other. 2 and 3. Now stay. Reach back. Thumb is out. Thumb on top. Palm up. Reach up. Kick up. Kick into the hands. So now you start to stretch the shoulders at the same time. There's a relaxing sensation through the tailbone. Lower belly zips up. Reach up by the ear. Reach up and kick back. Keep kicking into the hand. And you'll notice as you kick that the body starts to pendulum on the hip joint. Square the hips to the floor and breathe. Focus on a non-moving spot up ahead. Stay with your balance. And then release that. Coming back. And then stand with your hands on the lower of your back. Relax the tailbone. Send the pelvis forward. And then just release like your shoulder blades are holding your chest up. And just lean back. Inhale. Try and breathe. And then rise back up with the breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. With that, we're going to take Tadasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Hold in half, moving slowly. Halfway lift. Bend the knees and shoot your legs back. Allow yourself to relax into hanging cobra. So your pelvis stays off the floor. Stand on your hands. You can always have the option to put your knees down if you need to. And then drive yourself out of there, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, tuck the tailbone, do a cat and a cow in your down dog. Keep sending your arm bones forward like you're moving into plank, and then melt the heart space between the shoulder blades to the floor. So arm bones lift as you inhale. So it's kind of a squishy down dog, and you're kind of back bending while you're doing this. Breathing in, so it's getting those shoulder blade tips to move towards each other on the back. Melt at the heart space. So you're getting an opening in between the shoulders as opposed to the back, lower back going. Then straighten through the legs. If you want a regular chaturanga, lower to the ground, and then perhaps just doing a little bit shalabhasana. Reach your arms back, pinch the shoulder blades towards each other and lift your chair. And then lift your right leg and lift your left leg. Lift your right leg, lift your left leg. Right and left. And then lift everything. So on the soft part of your belly. Breathe into the belly. Hold the breath there and stay a few seconds longer. Quarter sips of air. Release. Hands underneath the shoulders. Drive yourself downward facing dog. Take your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, low lunge. Press into your back toe mound and rise up with strong legs. Prepare for moving from Crescent Lunge into dances, one swoop. You're going to take your right arm forward, left arm reaches back. Sink nice and low and step into dances. Find the inner arch and kick up and back. Stay for a moment, breathing in, breathing out. Maybe it's not your deepest, maybe you go a little deeper now. So try to keep lifting the chest up, keep kicking up and back. Don't go down too much. Just the kick alone will create that. Then from there, step it in, bring the knees in alignment, and then your opposite hand, right hand to the hip, left heel comes forward, and you'll just hold onto your knee. So now it's standing variation of
Bhaktasana. So now we want to reach down and grab our big toe mat if our legs allow it. Hold with your 2 fingers, and then I'm going to just turn around to face you so you can actually see me. So you're going to kick the leg out straight in front of you. Rest of the body is nice and tall, mountain pose. As you kick forward, the leg goes to straight. Maybe your legs, hamstrings don't like that. You're here. You just keep kicking a little bit more each time that you practice. And then you open up the arm, lift the leg up, curl the heel towards the ceiling, to spiral the leg, stay for a breath, inhale. Ooh, and then coming back, bend the knee and then take figure four just to release it. Ooh, hands can be in prayer to help you balance. My other calf is spasming. And then from there, wind removing pose, pull it in and step it out. Lucky for you, my leg is cramping. I have to stop and give it a little wiggle. Breathing in. This is proof it's not a recording. You're watching me live. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. Hopefully you had that same experience. And if you didn't, you would just stay in figure four. Okay. So let's try the other side. Mountain. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And then shoot your legs back now. Step out to the right. Come to the middle and step out to the left. Into the middle, out to the right. Into the middle, out to the left. Your tummy pulling up and in. So we're going to do a little once more. And then we can just do like little twists. Drop the hip, drop the hip, drop the hip. Keep your head up. Just feels nice, no? And then hips up. We'll do our left leg. Left leg rise high. Exhale, low lunge. Look forward with low lunge and prepare the legs. Squeeze in. Inhale, rise up. So strong foundation. Arms reach. Inhale. Now it's left arm forward, right arm back. Shoulders stay square. Lean forward. Drop into the hip. Step up and draw the heel towards the bum. As you push your foot into your hand into your foot, you kick up. Inhale. Breathe. You're finding it. And then maybe a little deeper if you can. Stay in your Tadasana. Keep kicking into the hand. Keep squaring the hip, shoulders and hips. Forward hips to the floor. Don't let the right hip curl open. You catch, slow your breath down. Then start to drive with the left hand up. Right knee lines up with left knee. Reach up, let go. Hands to hip on the left. Right hand lets go. And hold onto your knee. So find your balance. Stand here. Just turn around. Breathe in. And just slow it down. And then option to stay here and open up in a modified variation. Still flexing the foot or pointing, whichever one you prefer. Push down in standing leg. Maybe you come back. You're going to bend down, grab your 2 fingers, kick your heel forward, lift through the chest, inhale, and then perhaps take it out to the side. Spiral the inner thigh to the ceiling, outer hip towards your glute, or tailbone I should say. Breathing in, breathing out. Calm the storm in your mind. And then coming back, keep your toe mound rooting, the big toe mound, coming back with control. Bend the knee, and then take figure four. This side was much calmer. Making a conscious effort to stay connected to breath makes all the difference. Breathing in, breathing out, and if your leg is cramping, you stand up, and you just stand still for a moment. Big toes touch, Tadasana, mountain. Nice tall mountain. Breathing in. Perhaps we did a little quick wind removing standing balance release, and then plant it down. Inhale to the breath, down to the belly. Exhale. So turning on Ujjayi breath, toning the back of the throat so that you can create a soothing effect. So with a hand, step your right leg back. We're just going to do Uttanasana. Feet hip distance apart, hands come to prayer, and press your palms, actually not prayer, hold opposite elbows, draw the shoulder blades tips towards each other. Inhale, lift up, and push into your big toe mound on the front foot, so the left leg, and then the pinky toe edge on the baby toe side. Coming into your Uttanasana pyramid pose, start to hinge forward in the hip, wrap the back hip forward, front hip pulls up and in. The leg goes. Breathing out. Maybe the head goes to the shin. Coming out after 2 more breaths. Shoulders lift away from the ears. Looking forward, look forward on the floor. Coming up about halfway. Take your hands to your shin and then just step that opposite foot parallel so you make a capital T. You can take a bend in the front leg. Stay down low and then open the chest. Roll that shoulder, top shoulder back, and then go straighten that leg. You'll feel a nice side body stretch. Not a deep triangle pose, just a variation. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then just step into a tiptoe balance. You can just stand here on your tippy toes. Hands come to prayer. You're at the top of your mat. Squeeze your inner thighs and just stand on your toes. Haunches are just above your heels. Squeeze in, squeeze in. And if you want, you can add a twist, coming back, and a twist, coming back. And then just drop back on your back, do a rock and a roll, cross your ankles, and then step back down dog. Pedal the legs out. Walk your feet to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, forward fold, and then swoop your arms up. Hands back to prayer and take a step back with the opposite leg. So now it's right leg. So for me, it was the right leg for behind. Now it's in front. Just make sure it's your opposite leg. So hands come to prayer or hands in opposite grip. So now the opposite grip's on top. Pull the shoulders apart, pinch the shoulder blades together. Then from there, inhale, we lift up. If you want to go into reverse prayer, you're welcome. But I generally feel just grabbing onto the opposite elbows is more active. So you can really get into active range rather than pulling, forcing. So just draw the navel up and in. Make sure that tummy's in, because straight away tailbone tuck. And then keep hinging in the hip. Push into your big toe mound. Push into the baby edge of your back foot. So make sure that inner arch is lifted. Going down slowly. Slowly. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Keep the hips and sacrum square. Sacrum square. Nice and straight. Breathing in. Shoulders want to sink into the ears. And lift them up. Don't close your eyes, because then you'll fall over. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then coming up. Coming up slowly with control. Halfway, and then all you're going to do is put your hand on your shin and step the back foot tiny bit parallel to the short edge of your mat. And now push into your front leg and pivot the torso side on. If you want, I don't think we did this on the other side, but you can stretch your arm forward. It feels so nice in the body. But if you didn't do it, just leave it out. Can't remember. I think we reached it. Breathe in, breathe out. And then it's tiptoe balance to the top of your mat. So once more, you're going to bring your toes down to meet each other. Squeeze in, ankles and heels lined up. Hands to heart center, nice tall spine. And from there, twist. And twist. Good. And then from there, you can just take yourself into rolling onto your back once more. You're just going to sit back on your heels, rock back, and come back up. Rock back, come back up, rock back. Now if it feels nice, round your back, tuck your chin, put your hips down, use a little momentum. Giving ourselves a little bit of a massage. And then 2 options. You got option to do Bakasana. You got option to roll onto your back and do Bakasana if you prefer, so you don't have to do the balance part because it is early. Or you've got option to do side crow or all three. So if we're doing Bakasana, we bring our toes to touch. We're going to lift our hips up, maybe even step on a block just for fun. Step the knees wide, so maybe from the front this will be better. Land the hands a little bit forward. Then lift my hips up and bend my elbows in. Make contact with my knees into my triceps, and I stay here and I lean forward. And I don't go anywhere. My toes stay connecting to my block to keep me safe. I push the ground away, I dome the upper back, and then lift right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. Perhaps I go up into Bakasana. Finding balance. It's the leaning forward, weight from feet into fingertips, and then I put my toes down and I come down. I might not even lose connection, so I might just be here somewhere, and I don't take my feet off. So I can go between the feet and the hands, between the feet and the hands. It's lifting hips up fractionally, not hips too high, so otherwise you topple over. Look forward, look forward, look forward, squeeze in and push into the backs of the triceps as you push down, and feel that energy chain pushing into the floor. Breathe in, and then just come off. Okay. So if it was side crow, what's the time? We're going to lie down now. Time. Let's leave it at that. So we're going to roll back and then do one quick curl into the circle. Now we need to change it up. Open up the body the opposite way. We did do some back bending. So just take your right leg into your leg. Sorry, your right leg into your chest. And then open up, in and out, and then stretch the leg as long as you can and hold your foot. So here's that practice that we did with the standing variation. If you have to lean forward, try to pull the shoulder back to the floor, holding onto your pinky fingers, or the pinky toe edge is also good. Feel how the inner thigh wraps towards your nose. Maybe you take it out to the side, and your opposite foot is flexed, and the hip of the opposite leg is rooting. Don't let it lift off the floor. Then bring the knee into your chest. Shift your hips over to the right as you move your legs over to the left. And then stretch your arms wide. You can even hold the legs straight, and that's still Bhaktasana with a twist. The bottom leg has turned on its side now. Kind of a Tupan Twist. If you want to add more, grab the bottom foot and the top foot, and you're in this kind of a mobility thoracic twisting shape. Breathe in, breathe out. If you can't get your shoulder to the mat, shift the left shoulder more forward, more to the right, left shoulder more to the left, right shoulder more to the floor. And then release that, coming back into figure four, and grab on the in through the keyhole on the outer shin or behind hamstring, and then pull it in. Flatten, lengthen the back, and then just take your legs up, shake it all out, and now we're going to try that on the other side. Right leg extends, left leg pulls in. Keep the hips level. Right side anchors. Find your toes, two-piece fingers, grab your big toe, and draw the leg bone in. Send the heel to the sky so you get a nice stretch to the leg. Breathing in, breathing out, and then turn that leg bone out to the side. Keep your hand on the right to keep reminding you to anchor to the right. Don't let the toes turn out. They must point straight up. Squeeze your glutes. Your glutes can get a little soggy in this one. Try to keep them anchoring to square the body. Then use your arms to help you. Then come back up and change over to the other side. Bend the leg, shift the hip a touch, extend that leg, and then drop over for a Tupan Twist, first variation. So breathing in, up and down the spine. Look that your body is a straight line. Head above the heels. Inhale. And now if you're going to go to that straight variation, grab the baby toe side, extend the leg long, and reach a capital T through the body. A nice straight lines if possible. And then if your shoulder is nowhere near the floor, Press with your elbow and pull the right out more to get more rotation in that spine. Lengthen the neck, lengthen the spine. Sorry, lengthen the head, the shoulders away from your ears. Soften your breath. Maybe the bottom foot curls in now and you grab it. It's a little bit like Nasrujasana, but now it's with a twisted variation. Breathing in, so it would be called reverse dances. You can do this standing as well, actually. Doesn't that feel amazing? Then just release everything. Roll onto your back. Take figure 4. Left ankle, outer right thigh. Grab onto the inside or below the hamstring or above the shin. Give it. Breathe out. Take the legs up. Shake it out. Shake it out. And then if you need to, just do a bridge pose just to reset. Check the spine. Please don't look in this picture. Don't look at this video now. Look at the sky. Press your arm bones into the floor so that your neck is safe. And then lengthen the tailbone. Squeeze your glutes. Make them strong. Push into the floor. Feel this beautiful shape, stretching the front body and the lower back. And then if you want to, you can just collapse to the floor. Tiny little package to stretch lower back. And then send the legs out to the floor in front of you and relax. Completely close your eyes and shut it down. And just remembering your intention for gratitude. 1 minute of stillness. Just focusing on your breathing. Starting now. And then you're going to bring your knees into your chest. Roll onto your side. Push yourself up. Cross your ankles. Sit with your hands to heart center. And then just honor your heart space. Make a commitment to looking after your needs, your body, and yourself. From my heart to your heart.